Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is just going to be an update video for me. I was hoping to go through a training update, how things have been going since camp, as you saw hopefully in the last video. Cozumel camp went well, lots of bike mileage, just some good training overall. Came back, had a good sinking back into my normal routine. The first week back from Mexico, training didn't feel too great, but that's pretty normal for early February, still trying to build the fitness up. And as the mileage is increasing, the body kind of sometimes doesn't perform too well in training just because of fatigue. And I started getting used to that sort of training routine and mileage, getting up close to 25 hours a week, kind of normal training for me, and started having a few really good workouts. And then unfortunately, I picked up what seems to be a pretty significant foot injury just yesterday, which was Sunday, I think February 9th. I have been dealing with some plantar fasciitis the past 2 to 3 months. It's been mild. Sometimes the pain gets up towards, kind of moderate pain towards the end of some of the longer or harder runs, but it's always been fine the next day and hasn't really gotten to a point that I've been too worried about it. Super common for me to have some kind of a niggle that just hangs around for a few weeks or months or even sometimes close to a year. And it's just sort of a thing that I work through with my physio and generally give myself some exercises to work on it. In this case, I was working on calf stretching, kind of making sure I'm not walking around barefoot because that's really bad for plantar fasciitis. Always wearing sandals in the house and on the pool deck, stuff like that. And it generally was trending towards better. I did start wearing the Strasbourg sock, which worked for me when I had plantar fasciitis 8 years ago at night, and that kind of stretches out the plantar fascia overnight. It was totally feeling on the road to recovery. And then last Sunday, went out for a run outside, and it wasn't supposed to snow until later in the day, but it started snowing right at the start of the run. And the reason that's significant is because when I'm running and it's slippery, you know how sometimes if it's snowy, you've got that little bit of a slip with each stride. It was kind of like that the whole run. And that always seems to aggravate the plantar fasciitis a lot worse than if the footing is normal or if you're on a treadmill. So that aggravated a bit, but normal was kind of better the next day again. And then same thing on Thursday. Went out for a run with Cody and we found a pretty clear road, but there was some spots that were just a little bit slushy still. And unfortunately the foot really kind of tightened up after that and didn't feel that good. Then the next day just had a little easy run and probably should have honestly just not run that day. But I kind of waited till later in the day, ran on the treadmill, only ran 25 minutes and it didn't feel great, but it was only 25 minutes and it didn't get worse throughout the run. So thought fine. Saturday was a recovery day and it kind of felt better throughout the day. And then on the Sunday, had a hard swim workout at the university and something felt weird on one of the flip turns in my foot. The plantar fascia actually felt fine that day. It wasn't really that painful. But something in my foot seemed to shift, it felt like. But it didn't really hurt. And then after it didn't hurt. And then I went out for a run workout and it kind of was pretty uncomfortable from the beginning, but it wasn't the plantar fascia anymore. It was the middle of my foot, kind of under the metatarsals, and it was not near the plantar fascia. I knew it was something different. It was just kind of uncomfortable at first, but then once I got to 3.5K, it was pretty bad pain. And I'm all right, I better not run. Something's off. I should just cut this run. Unfortunately, I was at least about a kilometer walk away from Garrick's truck. We had parked out for this run and his truck was there and he said, let's walk to the truck, drive home. And that's what I did. But on the walk to the truck, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And then ever since then, I haven't been able to put any weight on it at all. So it's not looking too good. Honestly, it probably is broken, at least a stress fracture or a full-on fracture. I've never had a stress fracture. So I'm kind of just going by what people tell me these things feel like. And I went in right away the next morning. So Monday morning, that's today, to the walking clinic, got a requisition to go get an x-ray at the hospital. Sometimes a stress fracture won't show up in x-ray, actually most of the time. So after that I might need more imaging, but right now I'm just waiting for a couple days. But even if it's not broken, with the level of kind of pain and limitation I have right now, I can't see myself being able to race in South Africa, unfortunately. That was going to be my first race, and that was going to be part of this video, announcing my race schedule. So now, not announcing the race schedule, because I just don't know. But for now, I'm just going to kind of wait for those results, work on some other things, try to be productive in other ways. I probably can at least get in the pool and do some pull only. Maybe not today. It's pretty aggravated at this point. I can't really, even just like walking around with the crutches, just having my body in like an upright position, my foot starts to hurt after not too long. So probably gonna stay totally out of the pool for a couple days just to minimize moving around, but I'll get back in and at least start swimming with pull and do what I can. And just like before, when I had, you know, that really bad shoulder injury back in 2019, it's not long before you kind of get a treatment plan and a recovery plan in place, and you can start making progress. Yeah, really sucks. Like I said, I was feeling pretty good, but I will update you guys with what ends up coming out of this x-ray or other testing, and then kind of talk about a recovery plan from there. But for now, just gonna try to relax for a couple days, try to take advantage of some extra time not training. Hopefully good news in the next part. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see if it's broken or not.
How are you?
Not bad.
Is this yours?
I think so.
All right, shows me nothing. Well, the best test to do is a bone scan.
Yeah.
But bone scans can sometimes take a while.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest, let's start by ordering the bone scan.
Okay.
Okay? If they tell us 5 months, which they shouldn't, but if they do, then we look at switching into an MRI. Now the funny thing is I wrote on this thing where I was worried about stress fracture, didn't mention anything at all on the report. Right? Because I think I wrote it on yours.
Yeah. Well, so the report, they just said clear?
They just said no fractures or dislocation, no significant bone or joint abnormalities. It's a very short report. But you know, if you have a stress fracture, you know what the treatment is, right?
Vaguely.
For 4 weeks minimum.
What, for 4 weeks?
Yeah. 4 weeks minimum. But that's what I'm going to tell you. Like, this is, a stress fracture is a different kettle of fish, though.
Yeah, it's different than a regular fracture, right?
Because it's one that doesn't heal properly. It takes time. Sometimes needs steroid injections in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you think bone scan is better than MRI, you think?
A bone scan is more valuable to the specialist than an MRI.
Okay.
Yeah, a bone scan will see a stress fracture much better. An MRI can see a lot of it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But a bone scan is still the best for a stress fracture.
Okay. Quick update. It's Wednesday now. Got the x-ray results back. Inconclusive, which is pretty standard for even if you do have a stress fracture, usually x-ray doesn't show it. So now I need a bone scan. It took Monday totally off. Tuesday I did a 4K swim, mostly pull. I did like 24 by 100, 14 reps pull paddles, 10 reps free, just like a moderate effort, but on 130 to try to keep my kind of heart rate up. And going back to the pool right after this, and I'm gonna do hopefully 5K, lots of pull paddles. It's long course today, so great opportunity where, since I can only push off with 1 foot, it's kind of annoying doing 25 meters, so 50 meter will be good. Try to keep that aerobic fitness maintained. If I can keep swimming and keep some strength, I've got some bands. I'll show you my band routine that just maintains some of that extension, some of the strength in those big extensor muscles, glutes, kind of quads, because I can't bike or anything right now, no pressure on the foot. So yeah, just trying not to lose everything I've got. And, you know, it sucks to be in a waiting game, but at least I can do, you know, everything I can do to keep some fitness. All right, so got some updates on the injury. It is a fracture, a small fracture, but a fracture that is visible on the x-ray, despite what you saw in the video where I was with the walk-in clinic doctor and he said, the report shows me nothing, referring to the x-ray. the radiologist did report that everything was normal, but they actually missed a fracture. So that was Wednesday of last week, which would have been February 12th. And so I was kind of thinking, all right, I got to wait for this bone scan, which I did get for February 28th. I was just like, all right, I'm going to just manage this injury sort of carefully, but do as much as I can. I did a lot of swimming last week, mostly all just pull. I actually swam up to 7K the one day on the Friday. So the shoulder's been tired, but definitely been good to maintain the aerobic fitness with swimming. Then I've also been doing those band extensions you saw. That's been good for maintaining. It's basically like bike. It feels like biking. It's pretty much the same range of motion, same muscles for sure. And I'm just trying to prevent losses there. It's not like building fitness. It's more just maintaining the muscle strength, muscle mass in those big extensors that you use for biking and running. So that's been good. Tried biking once last week and wasn't really ready. Just was able to pedal at like 70 watts. And I'm like, there's not much point in doing this. So kind of delayed that until this week, it's now February 20th. So yesterday, which was the 19th, I was able to bike for an hour and a half at like 100. The average is like 140 watts, but I got up to like 170, 180, no problem, without pain. Today, biked an hour 36, average 177. I was up to like over 200 at times, and it felt fine. So that's really great that I'm now able to bike up to like, call it zone 2 at the top end, and it's improving quickly. So I think I'll be biking normally by next week with the bike shoes on. Right now I'm using running shoes and putting the pedal kind of just a flat pedal in the middle of my foot. And then by next week, hopefully regular shoes, regular pedal, cleat position, and sort of back to normal biking. Obviously not like sprinting or anything, but hopefully up to like a tempo effort pretty soon. So that's really great. I've been doing a little bit of more intense band work with the leg extensions. Today I did like 17 minutes, 10 rounds of 60 reps, like sprinting, where it was probably similar to like a 400 watt bike effort in terms of the leg strength requirements. So that was really good for maintaining that. So I'm not too worried about the swim bike. I'll probably be able to swim normally with kick next week. I'm already getting close at like an easy effort. I can do it. So that's great. And then, like I said, biking normally soon. Running, that's obviously going to be a minimum of 4 weeks from the initial injury, but I'm hoping that it comes around pretty quickly. And I will be getting a lever to try to alleviate some of the body weight, and that should allow me to start walking sooner and then also start running sooner once I'm ready for that. So progress has been good. I have my appointment with the doctor on Monday. There are wait times, in Canada right now. With healthcare, it's just slow. It's a really strange system at the moment. So I do have my appointment with my doctor on Monday, which will be 15 days after the initial injury. I did get the x-rays redone, and the radiologist did a more thorough job this time. So it is a fracture of the fourth metatarsal, kind of on the distal end, the far end, that means, closer to the toes, on the in medial side of the neck. You can see it there. It's just a small fracture, so should be on the quicker end for healing. I'll update you guys once I see the doctor on Monday with a little bit more details. So it's been about another week since my last update. So we're at February 26th now, about 2.5 weeks since I broke my foot, and progress has been good. I've been able to get to a point where I can swim normally with kick up to about a steady effort, like maybe just below like an Ironman pace type effort, or right around there. So that's been really great, where I finally feel like I can work properly on technique now with proper kick, proper rotation. So that's been awesome. Anything above that effort, I'm still doing with a pull buoy and often with paddles, but I'm still maintaining a little bit of kick, just so I'm not doing like all my hard stuff with no kick at all, and then that's just super hard on the shoulders. So trying to manage that to be able to increase the amount of total swimming I can do. So that's been really nice. The bike, I have gotten a couple more pretty good rides in. I rode 2.5 hours on Monday, and then another hour yesterday with regular bike shoes on. up to, I think Monday I was like well over 200 for the average, and lots of time at like 220, which is just a nice like zone 2 effort. Good for building aerobic fitness. So the main issue with that is that my bike shoes are just a bit tight. So even though the stiffness of the bike shoe feels better because my foot's like more locked in and not moving around, just my foot would get sore eventually just from too much tightness. So I did borrow a pair of bike shoes from Cody, who's a couple sizes bigger than me. So that I think is going to be perfect, where I can use my arch support, still be in a locked in position, but then I got way more room in like the forefoot where the injury is, and it needs to just spread out and be relaxed. So so that's going to be great, and I think that's going to help increase how much I can bike. So yeah, swim and bike both progressing well. I had my appointment with the doctor on Monday and my physiotherapist on Tuesday, so now I have pretty much all the information I need. So doctor was pretty clear that she doesn't want me running until at least 6 weeks, which is pretty standard. And I was hoping I could push it earlier, but I don't want to risk that. So definitely at least going to be 6 weeks until full running. But with the lever, I'm hoping to be able to start walking a little bit sooner, after about 4 weeks. That's what my physio said, is probably okay to start walking if you've got especially in those any type of race shoe for running now. The carbon plate really offloads the metatarsals, so you're not pushing off and getting nearly as much strain in that area. So that can help. I was hoping even a bit earlier than 4 weeks, but she said, 4 weeks is gonna be a good minimum. Even if it's healing great, I would wait for 4 weeks until you do that. So I'm hoping that that's only a week and a half from now. I'll be able to get the lever on and alleviate a bunch of body weight and try to see how it feels just standing at 70% body weight, and see if I can do a little bit of walking, get that leg used to that motion without pain. But if it's painful, obviously not going to do that. But for now, just going to focus on biking and swimming and keeping as much fitness as I can. Yeah, I'm feeling like I will be, obviously I'm a little nervous, haven't been able to weight bear or do any type of walking or anything. So it's it feels like a long way away from being able to train properly. But with the bike and swim maintaining pretty nicely, I think the run will come back pretty quick once I am able to run. So try not to get too stressed about that. And obviously no South Africa, but still not sure about the rest of the season. And I'll probably have a better idea and let you guys know in the next video. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.